Today I feel inspired to talk about how I navigated mood swings and madness in menopause, and I found my calm again. As I was sitting this morning and writing down the things that I wanted to talk to you about, I also did a little bit of research about what doctors out there offer women to do if they come in with like perimenopause and menopause depression. And it was basically like putting women on different type of antidepressants. And they were talking about how these antidepressants would help. And I'm like, why are they talking about antidepressants? Why? Why is that the first thing that they offer a perimenopausal and menopausal woman to start? And then, of course, there was a little bit talk about HRT. There was never a talk about getting to the root cause. There was never a talk about understanding her lifestyle, her food choices, if she's sleeping properly, if she's dealing with any other type of emotional stress. No, the first thing they want to do is they want to put you on depressants. And I'm like, ugh! I go crazy. I swear, I go really crazy when I hear stuff like that. And this is why we need this community. Because what we're doing in this community is we are learning to manage and controlling our own health. It's being put into our own hands. I don't know how you're feeling about this, but me knowing that I have my own health in the palm of my hands and I can control it. I am the creator of my own life path, and I am the one who can choose to tweak and fix it by the knowledge that I hold. And I know what you're going through, okay? I want to share something super personal with you today. And I know that many of you are experiencing it. I'm getting a little bit emotional here because when I think about it, those overwhelming mood swings, that crazy confusion, and what just feels like pure madness in your head during this time. And it usually starts in perimenopause. If you're in menopause already, you know what I'm talking about because you've been through it. And if you just started to go through it, then my darling, you are in perimenopause. So I'm going to be honest here. Yes, I've been there. I've cried over small things, like the smallest of things. I have snapped at people that I love. My partner knows this for a fact. I've even questioned if I'd ever feel like myself again. But what I've learned is this: menopause doesn't have to feel like chaos. There is a holistic and natural way to calm the storm. And today, this is what we're gonna do. Because I don't wanna only talk about the, pardon my language, the shit that I've been through, right? It's not a pity party here. I wanna offer you exactly what worked for me. So why does menopause feel like madness? Let's first understand what's really going on here. During menopause, perimenopause, your hormones, like estrogen and progesterone, they fluctuate, they go cuckoo. And these changes, they actually impact your brain. So if you've heard me talking about this before, I'm gonna say it again. Menopause doesn't start in the ovaries, it starts in your brain. So the effect that our neurotransmitters are having is gonna regulate your mood, it's gonna regulate how you process your emotions. So we have two here. We have serotonin and we have dopamine. And these two are really important to understand. Bear with me, I'm gonna try to explain this as simply as I possibly can. So serotonin is that calming hormone. It keeps you calm. And then you have dopamine, which we usually see as the reward system hormone. This is the one that keeps you a little bit active. It gives you that little energy spike and boost and keeps you sharp. When you add stress on top of these thingies, on top of your progesterone, estrogen, your serotonin, and your dopamine, this is gonna have you go on that emotional roller coaster of monster hell. Yep. For me, this led to sleepless nights, crazy racing thoughts, being constantly overthinking about stuff, constant sense of overwhelm, not being able to get off that roller coaster. But the good news, my darling, is that once I understood what my body was going through, I actually could take back control, and this is what I'm offering you here. Cheers! So how did I actually find my calm in a holistic way? So here are the steps that helped me the most. They are natural, they're simple, and they're easy to integrate into your life. But I'm going to be honest here, and I'm going to bring out my Polishness. All right, for all of you that don't know, I was born in Poland, and there's a side of me which I call the Polish taskmaster. But I'm going to be also brutally honest here with you. If you're looking for a quick fix, this is not for you. If you're looking for a pill that's going to solve your problems without you having to change a single thing in your life, this is not for you. Then you can just go to your doctor and get those antidepressants, right? But if you're looking for a long-lasting impact that is going to give you that key to vitality and longevity without having to be the slave of the big pharma industry, then this is here for you. Number one, healing with food. So I started to focus on anti-inflammatory foods. What this did, it supported my body. Foods like leafy greens, fatty fish, nuts, seeds, turmeric, those things became a staple in my diet. I reduced processed foods, I removed sugars, I even removed big chunks of alcohol in my life. I've never been a huge alcohol drinker, I'm going to be honest with you, but now I can really feel the difference if I have a glass of wine or don't have a glass of wine. So when I went on an anti-inflammatory nutrition, it reduced the inflammation in my body. It balanced my hormones and it improved my mood. I also learned to eat like a woman. Bear with me, eat like a woman. I was syncing my meals and intermittent fasting with my hormonal changes. For example, during times of higher stress or fatigue, I shortened my fasting windows and I focused on nutrient-dense meals, whole foods that would nourish my body. So a lot of women are putting a lot of stress on their bodies. Number one, by eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugars, going crazy on caffeine, alcohol. And when women saw intermittent fasting as a good option to regulate their hormones, one of the biggest mistakes that they did is they started to intermittent fast like a man and not like a woman, and this put even more stress on her body. That's a different topic for another day. Either way, but number one was actually the foods. So I changed to healing foods. Number two is I managed my stress, because stress is your biggest culprit, my darling, with natural tools. So stress is the trigger. It is the trigger for your emotional swings. It is the trigger for you going cuckoo. So what I did is I found ways of managing it. And this takes time. I'm going to be honest, it takes time. But I started to create mindful practices, having a morning routine, having an evening routine. I started doing deep breathing. I started leaning into more journaling, having a gratitude practice, everything that will help me release pent-up emotions. I also started to eat adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, rhodiola rosea, all of them to support my body's response to stress. And believe me, sometimes we need that extra boost. And leaning into something that is natural to help you support your body is better than leaning into a medication, a pharma medication that's going to keep you hooked. So essential oils is also something that I've been working with a lot. So for example, aromatherapy, it helps you calm your mood. It helps you regulate your mood swings, and I also use it in my day-to-day products, right? My cosmetics, for example. So lavender, clary sage, these are two of my favorite essential oils that calm my nervous system when I feel overwhelmed. So I'll give you an example. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I know that something is going on inside of me, right? So my hormones are going cuckoo. I usually go and I put on the diffuser, I put in a few drops of lavender, I put a little bit of clary sage in the palm of my hand, rub them together and have 3 deep sniffs. Believe it or not, but this really calms me down. Just the fact that I'm doing something that involves the breath. Remember that your breath is the breath of life. So when you try to regulate your breath, you're also regulating your nervous system. It helps you calm down. And the essential oils are a beautiful tool. And it's a gift from Mother Nature. So go ahead, use it. I would say, sure, the foods, very important. Sure, stress management, very important. But another key that I really work hard on in Menopause Secrets with my clients is for every woman to understand her hormones. And this is one of the things that I did for myself. I really embarked on a journey to educate myself on the hormonal shifts that happen in my body. And when I realized that the confusion and the emotional highs and lows weren't me being crazy, this gave me something. It gave me the power to regulate my estrogen. It gave me the power to regulate my progesterone and cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And I started to treat myself with a lot of compassion and understanding for all of the things that I went through. So knowledge is power, my darling. And even though it might be, like, oh my gosh, I don't have the energy to learn about hormones, take it bit by bit. Just by you sitting here now listening to me talking about this is you taking again control over your life, learning about what is affecting your body. So another thing that I did, well, movement and connection, let's be honest about it. The difference is that I'm a master trainer for a huge fitness company. I've been dancing throughout my whole life. I'm a personal trainer, a yoga teacher. I've always been active. What I did was I overtrained and I kept training like I was in my 20s. So in order for me to change the things that was stressing my body, I stopped pushing myself to do workouts that drained me. Instead, I focused on restorative movement. When I took my yoga teacher training, things really started to change for me. I started to understand how important it is to not only do everything that will drain your body, but also creating that restorative practice. That yoga, low impact dance, is as important as strength training. Movement has always been my emotional release, but I didn't like the way my body was feeling after all that HIIT, crazy high intensity cardio. Instead, I prioritize connection. The connection that I felt when I was moving my body, not only with myself, but also with others. I reconnected with my body, my body's needs, and also the people who made me feel supported. So my students, for example, right? And by giving my students also the things that I needed, I created a safe space for us women to move in a safe environment, in a safe space. It's amazing how much emotional healing happens when you have a supportive circle and you feel truly seen. So if you are an instructor, remember that it's not all about you, but it's also about their needs. And sometimes your needs, when you tweak them, when you change them to also help your students, it becomes this beautiful circle of sharing and caring and giving, and there is a lot of love in there. Here are my final thoughts on this, because I talked about, just very briefly here, anti-inflammatory foods, intermittent fasting like a woman. I talked about stress management. I talked about movement and connection, and one of the most important things, to empower yourself with knowledge, to understand what your body is going through. My final thoughts on this is, if you are feeling overwhelmed by mood swings or emotional chaos, please know that it's not permanent, but it's going to be permanent if you don't take action. So again, if you're looking for a quick fix, this is not a quick fix. This is something that needs time. This is something that might take support as well. But it's not something that you have to endure alone. I'm here. We are all here for you. If you give yourself to focus on natural remedies, if you take time to nourish your body with the right foods, syncing with your hormones, managing your stress holistically, you can actually find calm and clarity again. I keep saying this very often, menopause is not the end. It's the beginning of a new powerful chapter in your life. And I'm here to help you thrive through it, and we can do it together. So if this inspired you, I encourage you to take action. If you have questions, drop them down below. If you want to share your experience, what you've been going through, go ahead and do that in the comments. I want us to keep this conversation going, even after the live. So if you're watching the recording of this, go ahead. Use this forum to share your experience. Use this forum to have your voice heard. And remember, you're not alone. We're in this together and we've got this. If you feel that this is something that you really want to do, you want to learn more, you want to reconnect with yourself, you want to understand your body and what your body is going through right now, remember that mood swings aren't a sign of you losing yourself. They're a signal that your body actually needs support and that you are worth every bit of effort to find your balance again. So let's recap, darling. Let's recap. So we went into why this happens. I shared a few holistic strategies to help you regain your balance. So the hormonal chaos, the cortisol and the stress. Also remember that it has to do with you having a certain type of lifestyle. Like for example, if you're not sleeping enough, that's going to have a ripple effect on you. And inflammation creates brain fog, right? And that brain fog creates confusion. So nourish your body with anti-inflammatory foods. Practice eating like a woman, basically around your hormonal shifts in your body. Balance your stress hormones naturally, right, with mindfulness practices. Move smarter, not harder, right? Bring in some of that restorative movement into your life. And I'm going to give you this as a little bonus here. Reclaim your sleep, right? So stick to a consistent bedtime routine to help your body relax. If you need to use natural sleep aids like magnesium glycinate or herbal teas, chamomile, valerian root before bed, do it. Magnesium glycinate really changed my life. And keep your bedroom cool and dark to reduce night sweats. And it's going to create that environment for sleep and deep rest. And then in the end, it's all about you reconnecting to yourself. So get those emotions out somehow. Journaling, create gratitude practice, maybe meditation and prayer is something that helps you. Taking long walks and or just dancing. Yeah, playing your favorite music and just dancing. For me, a way to get my bottled up emotions out is deep cleaning. I have OCD when it comes to that. So that's how I work. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, but it works for me. And then it gives you a calm, beautiful environment, where you can actually relax in a clean home. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, whatever it is, yes, whatever it is that you want me to go deeper into, let's do it together. I am super grateful for this space, and I want to give you guys a big heart, a lot of love, and sending you so much love, so much support. Let's rock this week, yes? All right. Take care, darlings. Ciao for now. Bye.